This Sunny Days 305 Degrees podcast. Hey, I'm just laid back today, man. Just kicking it on some random thoughts. You know, I think a lot of people look at me perhaps sometime and be like, man, this man stay happy, man. This man keep a smile on his face, man. This man is positive. Man, this man must be doing great. And I am doing great, but I think for me, things that worry most people, it don't shake me like that. You know, I know it has a lot to do with those 22.3 years or 22 years, 3 months I did in the feds. You know, waking up every day to the unexpected. And in those places, you know, we always expect the worst. So I'm kind of used to expecting that things could be pretty bad, while at the same time in my mind, you know, trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with those things when it comes, right? So it's just like out here on the streets, there's a plethora of things that I could be worried about, that I could be concentrating on. You know, a lot of things just like everybody else concentrate on. Like I work, you know, a 9 to 5 or whatever that 8-hour period, I work just like everybody else. You know, I work from paycheck just like everybody else. I don't complain about my job because I love the job that I do. And I get paid really well for a job that I love to do that I was doing for free anyway. And so I could be worried about things like, you know, what's in my bank account or what's in my wallet, you know, because I could still recollect in times past, you know, I'm gonna come out my house, I'm gonna at least have $5,000 in my pocket, like every day, crispy $100 bills, and like I'm gonna just have that with me every day just in case. Then I'm gonna have a little pocket change that that I may give away, that I may gamble, that I may do a little things with, you know. And so me coming out of my house now, when I look in my wallet, sometimes I have $23 in there. Sometimes I have $10 in it. Sometimes I have $5 in it, my wallet. And sometimes I'll still walk up to our brothers and sisters that be on the highways and the byways, and I'll give them that $5 that's in my wallet or that $10 that's in my wallet, you know, because my existence is not predicated on what I have in my wallet or what I have in my bank account, even though, you know, finances is needed, you know, but I don't worry about that stuff. You know, I get up, I get out, and I get something every day. You know, I did a little message earlier on Facebook talking about when you love something too much, you will lose that what you love. You know, people love their life so much and they try to do everything that they could do to save their life. And the more that you try to save your life is the more that you lose your life. And then you have people that spend their life worrying about things when life is supposed to be living. We're supposed to be living life, you know? So how could we live a life and be worried about the life that we live? And so you worry about stuff, the stuff that we mostly worry about is the stuff that we lose. You know, people be worried about their wife and worried about their husband and worried about if they're on the job and worried about if they cheating. And then all that worryation that they doing, they end up losing it anyway. So what sense of worry about it for? So I don't, the normal things that people worry about, they worry about, they done caught a flat tire, or they worry about if their wife gonna leave them, or they worry about if their lights gonna go off, or they worry about who don't like them. Man, I don't care nothing about who don't like me. You know, long as my wife love me, and long as my children and my grandchildren and my family love me, and I'm doing right by God, I'm not gonna worry about who like me. I don't get caught up with them things in life. You know, life is such a peculiar place in this day and time to live in. And so you have people, man, they life is in a prison because they worry about how people see them, what people think about them. You know, what people think about how far the hairline receding and how they worry about what people, man, I'm not worried about what people think about me. I'm worried about what my God think about me. And once I'm in accordance with my God, man, I don't care nothing about what the people of this world say about me. And so that's what this is a message that I want to tell us. You got a life to live, not a life to worry about. And I go back to telling people most of people issues and most of people worries, it be about other people issues. It don't even be about our own issues. And so we worry about so many people issues. Who gonna be the president? Who gonna be the vice president? Who? How much money Jay-Z got? How much is Puff Daddy going to jail? Did Jay-Z children sleep with Puff Daddy? Did Beyonce sleep with Puff Daddy? How much money 50 Cent got? All of those are irrelevant questions to me because the answer to those questions, none of them enhances my life. But yet and still, I don't do it, but yet and still you got people having arguments talking about who is the GOAT. Is the GOAT LeBron or is the GOAT Michael Jordan? I mean, once you find out who the GOAT is, how is that going to enhance your life? After you worked up a sweat and worked up enemies worrying about who got more money than who, when you ain't got nothing and I ain't got nothing. That's what I'm talking about. It's spending our life on frivolous things. So I don't worry about life like that. I don't worry about what I don't have, because what I don't have and the things that I need, I get up every day and I get up and get out and go get it. So I don't play all that. And another thing, like I don't do negatives. Period. You know, even with my wife, we might be laying in the bed and if she get to talking something that I feel like is negative, man, I cut off. I don't do negative, period, from nobody, period. Because negatives don't do nothing for you. I don't have negative friends. I don't hang around people that talk about negative and be whining and crying. I don't have them type of friends. I mean, my life is too precious for that. You know, I don't hang out with drug dealers and robbers and cutthroats and thieves and all of that stuff because I'm not that type of person. I don't have friends like that. There's a saying that says, "Show me your friends, and I'll tell you your future." Well, if you see my friends, boy, the light that's shining behind that'll be almost enough to blind you. So I always come on like, I don't have the ability to save no one because I'm steady about the business of saving myself and my family. But if I have told you anything of value, it always lets you know that you are not what the world say you are. You know, you and I sometimes I talk to my sisters and I know how some of y'all grow up. I know some of y'all grow up, the people that you love, your mom, and the people that you love calling you a bitch and a hoe. And see, you might be too young to know what a bitch and a hoe is. But one thing about that subconscious mind, the subconscious mind gonna find out the meaning of a bitch and a hoe. And that subconscious mind is gonna start working towards that stuff that they say you are, especially if you agree with it. And even if you don't agree with it. So like I'm telling my sisters, like, God ain't make no bitch and no hoe. I don't care if your mama told you. I don't care if people that love you told you. God ain't made no bitch or no hoe. And I'm telling you, being taught that type of language, that type of stuff gets into our subconscious mind and it becomes a part of us. So now you got some artificial intelligence in you telling you how to act like a bitch and a hoe. And you don't even know it. It's because that thing been poured into you when you were 5 and 6 and 7 years old, and that's why you can't see yourself properly. Yeah. When they tell you look like your no good ass daddy, you're gonna be like your no good ass daddy. And when they tell you that as a little boy, your subconscious mind find out where your daddy is no good at. And then it starts to assimilate that artificial intelligence in your mind, and you start to operate in a space that says you are no good and you don't even know it. That's what word sound power does. And so that's why I don't speak negativity over my life, and I don't speak negativity over nobody's life. Because the words that you speak, not only that it has a potential to reach people and destroy people, but the words that I speak to somebody, regardless of it's positive or negative, those words is not going to come back void to me. So when I'm calling somebody a bitch or a hoe, I'm really saying that to myself. When I'm saying doing negative things and derogatory statements to my brothers and sisters, I'm really saying those things to myself. And so like I go back to say, like, if you have ever heard anything from your brother of value, I always told you, man, you not who they say you were. God ain't make no bitch. He didn't. He ain't make no hoe. He ain't make no drug dealer. He ain't make no this. He ain't made no that. The world made those things, man, and they made us believe that we was who they say that we was, and we're not. So look here, man, I don't worry about nothing. If a bill come up and I got the money to pay it, I'll pay it. And if I don't have the money to pay it, then it's going to get paid when I can pay it. But I'm not going to sit down and worry about it. Because by the time I sit down and worry about it, because it's going to end up being paid. And after I pay it and all that stuff, now I got to take the high blood pressure, the Ambien for headaches and all that stuff because of worrying. Don't worry about this life. When it's time for you to be out of here, you're going to be out of here. There's nothing nobody going to be able to do to keep you here. I don't care who you love. I don't care who you love you. I don't care who you think that's not going to be able to survive without you. But when it's time, when you out of here, you out of here, man. So you might well live this life while you're here. So there's just some random thoughts that I'm talking about, Another thing, man, come out that house. Stop making your house your prison. Your house ain't your prison. Your house wasn't built for you to stay up in there 24/7 like that. Your house was built for you to go out, make a livelihood, to go out, have some fun, go out, indulge in some friends, and then you come home to a safe space. It wasn't made to be a prison for you. And so for all of our brothers and our sisters, man, you looking for your companion, you looking for your friend, you looking for your mate, you're not going to find them keep staying in your house. They're not going to come knocking on your door. That's not how blessings work. You got to get up, get out, and get some. Yeah. And for those of us that are in those relationships that are not going nowhere, hey, man, have the courage to walk away from them things that don't mean you good. And I promise you, man, once you start loving yourself, because I'll tell you this. A female had called me on my phone, because I'm transparent, right? So you could go on my Facebook page and anybody could get my phone, right? And I'm gonna just show you how real I am when you have transformed your life, right? So this lady called me, you know, she called me on the phone. So as soon as I pick up the phone, she laughing and this and that. She's like, "Do you know who this is?" I'm like, "No, I don't know who this is." So she told me who it was. It was one of my girlfriends I had when I was in the 9th grade, you know, in high school. So we laughing and we joking and we kicking it and wah, wah, wah. She like, "Yeah, boy, I remember when you were young, man, you used to tear me up. You used to do this to me and whoop, and whoop, and whoop." And then I'm like, "Yeah, you right. Yeah, I used to do that to you." And we laughing and we kicking. She like, "Oh, you used to be so big and this and that." I'm like, yeah. So we laughing and so I'm kicking it and we talking and this and that. And so she began to ask me a question. She say, "You know, I ain't married no more, but if I was to get with anybody or any other guy, it would be you, you know, long as you don't get messy." And so I said, "Well, what makes me so lucky that I'm the only guy that you would do this?" She's like, nah, because I remember, she went to talk, "I remember the fun we used to have at school and this and that." And so we were talking back and forth and she laughing and this and that. And so I'm looking at my watch, you know, it's time to bring this thing to a close. And so in the ending, that's what she was saying. Can we get together, man, this and that? I said, "Well, I'm married." And then she tell me, "Yeah, but you ain't got to get messy. You know how to not get messy?" I'm like, "Nah." And I say, "No, I don't know how to not get messy." I say, "But let me ask you a question." I say, "What kind of man would I be just because you had this old wild idea about doing something with me? What kind of man would I be if I was to do that to my wife? Why would my wife deserve for me to do something like that to her just because I know you from back then and just because you feel a certain way and so you telling me what I'm going to do as if I don't have no say-so in the matter?" I'm like, "Man, look here. I'm married. Is nothing that you got that you could give me that I want. And that would be really, really disrespectful to my wife if I was to do that." And then she came again, "Yeah, but you ain't got to get messy." I'm like, "Nah, but what about when I walk around in my house and look at my wife's face? And then it come on my mind the dirt that I done did, man, because I couldn't control myself and I'm supposed to be a king." See, when I wasn't a king, I would do anything. I would have ran over there and took care of that business and knock you down and knock fire at you. But I'm a king. And not only that I'm a king, I'm a fully developed king. And so I'm 360 degrees. So I'm loyal to my friends, I'm loyal to my wife, I'm loyal to my community, and I'm loyal all the way around. So she was like, you know, it's like that. I'm like, nah, I mean, what kind of man would I be for a woman that been riding with me for 20-something years in prison and we've been together 40-something years and you offer to open your legs and I'm supposed to do that? A God-fearing man. So I'm telling you, so it's so many things in life that comes at me, right? So like my credit card bill is behind. You know, a lot of stuff, there's a lot of stuff going on with me, but when you see me, you see a smile on my face. When you see me, you feel joy in my spirit because I have a God, man, listen. I met God in prison. I met God when I was in my darkest space. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of people, they meet God when they need their car payment done, paid, or they need God when they need a relationship, or they need God when they need a raise on their job. I met God in my lowest point in life. And my God assured me. He didn't tell me how much time that I was going to do, but he started coming in and supping with me. He started coming in and talking to me. The God that's in me started loving me, and he let me know that everything was going to be all right. And so when people was telling me that I wasn't going to never get out of prison, Brother Sonny, one guy told me, he said, "Brother Sonny, You still believe in God, and you've been in over 20-something years. You still go to Juma and pray to God and like that. You still do that, and you still think God gonna get you out, and you've been in prison over 20-something years? And so I respectfully told brother, I say, brother, look, you got 5 years to do. And it seemed like you struggling, man. Try to do your 5 years, and if you need any encouragement, you could come to me and I can help encourage you to do your 5 years. But don't worry about my 35 years, because my 35 years is between me and my God. And it don't have nothing to do with you. And so if I do every day of my 35-year sentence, I'ma still love my God and I'ma still serve my God. You know, and that's what I stand on. So this is why I close this segment. Like, you know, I made an earnest prayer to God. And I say, God, if you let me out the prison house, I am going to go back in my community and I am going to serve it every day for the rest of my life. And so that promise is not to an organization, is not to a person. You know, that promise is to God. And before I break my promise to God, I'll die. That's how serious that is. So that's why you see your brother working every day like I work. Man, I work because I do not want to disrespect the promise that I made to God. And ever since I've been fulfilling my promise to him, God been fulfilling his promise to me. And so, bruh, like, when you think that you are blessed, and I think that I'm blessed, and if I think that I'm blessed, if I have to look at my bank account to see if I'm blessed, or if I have to look at my wallet to see if I'm blessed, I ain't gonna never find my blessings that way. My blessings come from God. It's not about how much money I got. My blessings come from God. You know what my blessings is? You know how God blessed me? Man, I sleep on a mattress this thick. When I used to sleep on a mattress this thin, right? I could come out of my house and sit on my porch anytime I want to. I could get in my car and drive anywhere I want to. I could go anywhere and eat where I want to. I could get up and go get my hair cut wherever I want to. I could go to my grandson's football games. I could aid and assist my wife now when she says she needs financial help. Now I'm out here to help her instead of being in prison, telling her, she's like, oh, I need $5,000 because my truck broke down. And I got to tell her, okay, I'm going to pray for you. But no, now I'm out here to help her now. I'm out here now so people can see that people can go into prison and totally transform their life and come back out and be a productive citizen. And be respected from the police officers, the colonels, the chiefs, the public defenders, the cadets, the mayors, the congressmen, and get that type of respect. That's what I show people. That's the example that your brother is out here in these streets of Miami. To show y'all that an ex-drug dealer that tore them streets up can go into the federal system, not be a homosexual. I'm not a rat. I'm not the same person that I used to be when I went in. And then I could come out to be an example for our young people and some of our people that's going to go up and do some time. I could be a good example to let them know that you could still go up the road and you could do your time and you could come back on the streets and you could be successful if God is your leader. I thank us for listening on this Rising. And this just some random thoughts, part 1. Y'all stick around for part 2 when I talk about what inspired me to keep on doing what I'm doing. How do I keep on going in the midst of my tears? How do I clean myself up after being around so many people that have so many evil spirits on them? Y'all stick around for part 2. so I can answer those questions right there. Peace.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Sunny Days 305 Degrees podcast. Our community said they wanted a platform that they could get their ideas and their messages out. Hence, Sunny Days 305 is on fire.